Hey everyone, Ritesh Sharma here. Welcome to our second video on decision making. This will be the second video of our Introduction to Python series. In this session, we will start with learning about a couple of operators used in Python, like comparison and logical operators, and then we will learn how to use those operators to implement decision making in Python. And then we will end the session by learning how we can take input from the users. So without any further delay, let's get started. So what is decision making? We all take decisions in our daily life. Like for example, right now I have to decide what to eat. So I'll take decision on the basis of certain parameters. Okay, every decision has certain parameters. For example, for this question, can have parameters like the material available in my house to cook, or what time of day it is, or in which mood I am, whether I want to eat some fast food, or I want to cook something and then to eat. So in which mood I am, that can also be a parameter, or there can be many other parameters as well. Depending on the variation in these parameters, I take my final decision regarding this question. Similarly, in Python also we have to take decisions. In order to take decisions in Python, we need to understand some things like comparison operators or logical operators, and then finally using the combination of those operators and couple of other statements, we take decisions in Python. So let's start today's session with the first topic, that is the comparison operators. So what are comparison operators? Comparison operators are those operators which are used in many programming languages to compare two values. Okay, there are many comparison operators available in Python. Let's understand all of them one by one. The first comparison operator is called the greater than operator, symbolized by the greater than symbol. Before understanding all the types of comparison operators, let us see what output we get after implementing these operators. So every operator returns two values. Either it will return true or it will return false. So it returns true if the condition is true, and it returns false if the condition is false. So first we are starting with the first operator, that is the greater than operator. So it returns true if the left side operand is greater than the right side operand, and it returns false if the left side operand is not greater than the right side operand. The next operator is called the less than operator. It returns true if the left side operand is smaller than or less than the right side operand, and it returns false if the left side operand is not less than the right side operand. The next operator is called the greater than or equal to operator. It returns true depending on two conditions: whether the left side operand is greater than or equal to the right side operand, and it returns false if the left side operand is not greater than and also not equal to the right side operand. Okay, so if the left side operand is not greater than or equal to the right side operand, it will return false. The next operator is called the less than or equal to operator. It returns true if the left side operator is less than or equal to the right side operator or operand. It returns false if the left side operand is not less than or equal to the right side operand. Okay, so the next operator we have in the list is called the equal to operator. So let's take a moment here. Sometimes people get confused with the double equal to symbol and another symbol, that is the single equal to symbol. So in Python we use the single equal to symbol for the assignment. If you want to assign a value, let's say to a variable, let's write down an equation like b equals to 8. Here we are using the single equal to sign. Okay, why? Because we are assigning the value 8 to the variable present on the left side of the operator. So this is not used for comparison, this is used for assignment. But the double equal to sign is used for comparison. So we use this operator to compare two values. So this operator returns true if the left side operand is equal to the right side operand, and it returns false if the left side operand is not equal to the right side operand. The last operator we have in the list is called not equal to operator, which returns true if the left side operand is not equal to the right side operand, and it returns false if the left side operator is equal to the right side operand. Okay, so you can say this operator is exactly the opposite of this comparison operator. So these are all the comparison operators available in Python. We will see all these in detail when we will perform some practicals. Moving on to the next topic, that is logical operators. So what are logical operators? Logical operators are those operators which are used to implement logics in your decision making process. So what are the types of logical operators available in Python? There are three basic logical operators available in Python. Let's understand all of them one by one. The first one is called the AND operator, and let us understand this operator by relating our daily life situations. So let's say the situation is that you are taking a decision about whether to go out or not in the evening to play. So I have to take decision regarding going out in the evening. That decision depends on two conditions. So first condition is maybe whether your father comes back on time or not in the evening to take you out, and also let's say it should not rain. So it's clear from this condition that in order for you to go out, both of these conditions, okay, I'm again repeating, not one but both the conditions should be true, right? So in such cases you use the AND operator. So the AND operator is used to combine two or more conditions if you want both of them to be true in order to do something. Okay, in case one of these conditions are false, the final decision will again result in you not going out. Now the next operator is called the OR operator. Let's take an example in which you, again, let's take the condition where whether you're deciding to go out to play in the playground. This time it depends on two conditions, like let's say your father returns on time in the evening, or your mother returns on time in the evening. In this case, as you can see, it and the decision whether you can go out in the evening or not depends on at least of these two conditions. So in order for you to go out, at least your father or your mother has to come on time. Okay, so if your father comes on time, that means this condition is true. In that case, you can go out. If your mother comes on time, you can also go out. If both of them comes on time, you can go out. But if nobody, none of them comes on time, in that case you cannot go out. So if you're trying to implement OR logical operator, in that case at least one of the conditions you're combining using the OR operator should be true in order for the decision to be true. Now the third logical operator available in Python is called the NOT operator. Okay, this is not actually our operator, but it is still used in different programming languages. Let us see what it does. It does not it will not help you to implement any logical operation, but it will help you to reverse the result of any condition. Okay, let's say in this brackets you have a decision. This decision is, let's say, true. So if you implement not to it, the result will be false. So what it does basically, it reverses the result of a condition or the combination of conditions. So as now we have learned about the comparison and logical operators, we can now move on to taking decisions in Python. In order to understand making decision in Python, you have to take different conditions or situations and compare those situations so that you can learn how to take decisions. The first situation can be that you have only one condition. Okay, in decision making, the first situation can be you have only one condition and you have only one result. In that case, you have to use the if statement to take decision. If you have one condition and two results, in that case you have to use the if-else statement. If you have two conditions and you have more than one result, or I will say results, in that case you need to use the if else if, denoted by elif in Python, and else statement. So these are all the three statements available in Python which you need to use along with the operators you have learned till now in order to take decisions. So let's understand all of these statements one by one. Just keep in mind this little comparison we have done in three different situations. Okay, so let's understand all of these situations one by one. So in the first situation we are using the if statement. Let's compare it with our daily life situation. So the first situation is I'm looking for whether I have to do my homework or not. Okay, the result is do my homework. So this decision depends on only one condition, that is whether I have some homework or not. Okay, if I have homework, I have to do homework. If there is only one condition and the results depends on just one condition, in that case I can use if. The next situation is where I'm using the if else statement. Let's relate it with our daily life. Here the decision I need to take is whether can I vote or not. So can I vote or not? That depends on one condition, but here the results are two. So I can vote yes, or I cannot vote no. So here we have two results. So this will be the case. The condition on which it depends is whether my age is greater than or equal to 18 years. Okay, so this is the condition. So if in case my decision or my age is greater than or equal to 18 years, yes, of course I can vote. Or in any other case than this, I cannot vote. Okay, so that is all about if else statement. The next and the last statement used in Python programming is called the if else if ladder. So if elif ladder. In this, let us try to relate it with our daily life. Let's take the third situation in which I need to check what kind of a number is a. So we are storing a number inside a. Let's say I stored 3. So what kind of number is 3? Whether it is a positive number, whether it is a negative number, or whether it is 0. So I have 3 results. Okay, I need to take a decision for that. On which condition it depends. Let's consider those conditions. The first condition is that it is greater than 0. The next condition is it is maybe equal to 0, or it can be, of course, less than 0. Okay, there can be 3 conditions, or at least I can say 2 conditions. Apart from 2 conditions, there is only one condition left, so I can use else also. Okay, so let's say in order to take this decision, I consider only 2 conditions and I have 3 possible results. So let's go back and see the third condition. In third condition you have, in the third situation, sorry, you have 2 conditions and more than 1 results. Okay, so it is the same situation. Here you have more than 2 conditions and also more than 1 result. So you have to use the if else if ladder. Okay, so these are all the situations you will fit in while you are making decisions in Python.
So time for some practicals.
Let's open idle a, I'll press enter. Yeah, so Python shell is open on my left side of the screen. So before we get started with programming, I would like to take some time to tell you about programming. See, what made programming easier for me was I tried to relate it with my real life. Uh, so, see, all of you know how to speak in one language at least, right? Some of you know how to speak in Hindi, and I guess all of you know how to talk in English, right? So, when you know how to talk in one language, you can understand other languages as well. Okay, if you'll try. So, similarly, in programming, in Python programming for now, every line, every statement makes some sense. Okay, they are relatable. So with relative learning, let us today try to understand different programs. Okay, so in this session we will be trying 10 different programs, starting from the basic level to a little difficult level. Okay, so starting with the first program. The first program is on your screen right now. So the first program is that write a program that receives a name and age from the user. The program should display whether the person can vote or not, and after that, they are telling us that the voting age is 18, and we also need to display the name of the user with the greeting. Okay, in order to write the program, let's open a new file. So I'll press Ctrl N. A new file is open, and I'll put it on the right side of my screen, and then I'll paste my code. So I've already written the code, I'll paste that down. So this is your code for the first question. Okay, so in this there are approximately how many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, there are 7 lines. All of these lines make some, there's some meaning of these lines. So let us understand this code one by one, or line by line, I will say. Yeah, so the first line means that what I'm doing, I'm asking the user to store the name, and I'm storing the name of the user inside the variable name, and I'm using the command input to take and store the name of the person. In the next line, I'm asking the person to enter his or her age, and I'm storing the age inside the variable name age only. So as the age is in numbers, it is a numerical format. For that I cannot use just input command, I have to use int also. So what int is doing, it is converting the input from the user into integer type. Okay, after that I'm putting some conditions. So condition is I'm using the if statement actually. So after writing the if statement, I'm comparing the variable age that I have used here on the top, and I'm comparing the age variable with the value 18. So if what this line means is that if the age is less than 18, okay, then I'm using a semicolon, or sorry, a colon that you need to write, that is in the syntax. Okay, you have to write, you cannot go without it. After using a statement like if statement or else statement or else if statement, you have to use the colon to end it. Okay, after that I'm putting an indent. If you can see, there is a space in between from where the if is starting and from where the p of the print command is starting. I'm putting a little space, so you can put that space using tab only, the tab key on your keyboard. So these indents actually are used in Python to put something inside, something. So if I'm putting something inside this if statement, if this statement is true, I want to execute a couple of statements, so I have to put some indent after this if, and there I can write it. So all of those statements which are indented will be executed if this statement will be true. So if the age is under 18, then it will print this. So what this is going to print, this will print first dear, then it will print the name. For me to print the name, what I'm doing, I'm not putting the name variable inside inverted commas, so it will use the variable's value which I'm taking from here, and I'm storing or I'm printing that over here. After that, I'm printing, we feel very sorry to inform you that you are not eligible to vote. Okay, after that, again inverted commas and the bracket closes. In other condition, I'm using else. So if the age is not less than 18, this condition will not be true. In all those conditions, what can be? Let's consider the other conditions apart from this condition. Okay, if the age is not less than 18, the age will be equal to 18 or it will be greater than 18. In all those conditions, the person is eligible to vote. Okay, so what we will print? We will print that congratulations first inside inverted commas because I want to print congratulations as it is. So I'm putting that inside inverted commas. Then I'm using comma, then I'm using the name variable because I want the name of the person to be printed here, then again comma to separate another string, and inside inverted commas I'm writing you are eligible to vote. So what this statement will print, this will print congratulations, the name of the person, then you are eligible to vote. So let's give it a try. Let's first save it by pressing Ctrl S. So it will ask me for because I'm saving the file, it's a new file and I'm saving it for the first time. It will ask me for the location and the name of the file. So let's name the file as test5 and I'll push save. Okay, so saved, name the file test5 and the location of the file. Okay, done. Now what I can do, I can run the file by going to run and pressing run module. Okay, so it is running. I'll enter my name, that is Ritesh, and now it is asking me for my age. I'll put my age, let's say 16. So according to this condition, according to the age I have put in, so this condition should be true. So it should print this, right? Let's see whether it is printed or not. Okay, yeah, the same thing it is printing with my name on it, right? So I have entered my name Ritesh, so it is printing Ritesh at this location. Okay, done. Now let's try it again. Let's run it again and put in a different value. So I'm putting my name same, and I'll change the age to maybe let's say 23 and push enter. Yeah. So congratulations, Ritesh, you are eligible to vote. The second question. The next program is that you have to write a program that receives a single digit number from the user and display the following output based on the number entered by the user. So you can see if the user enters the digit 2, you have to write my this is my second hello to you. Okay, if the user enters 3, then you have to output this is my third hello to you. So in all the outputs you can see two things are common actually. The initials are common and the last part is common, right? So this is my part is common and hello to you is also common. The only thing changing here is second, third, first, sixth. These middle parts are changing, right? So that is the logic in this, and let's create a program. Okay. So what I will do here is I will remove this first program and I will paste the program. So I have already created. Let's paste it. Yeah. So this is the program. Let's understand program line by line. First, in the first line, what I'm doing, I'm storing. First, I'm asking the user to enter a digit, a single digit. This time, I'm using int type because it is in numerical format. It's a number, so I need to use int. I cannot use just input because it is not a string; it is a number, so I need to use int.
Okay, I'm storing the single digit inside this variable, that is num, and then I'm using conditions, okay, to get the results. So the first condition is, there are many conditions, right? You can see there are many conditions. There are like one, two, three conditions actually. Okay, and four different possibilities, right? One, two, three, and four. So in the program, there can be, how many digits can be there? There can be 9 digits, starting from one, ending with 9. So how many possibilities can be there in between all those 9 digits? First is maybe let's say you have one, the user has entered one, so you have to write st with it, right? If the user has entered two, with that you have to write nd, isn't it? If the user has entered three, in that case you have to use rd with it. If the user has entered four, you have to use th with it. If the user has entered five, you have to use again th with it. So till 9 you need to use what? th only. Right. So how many situations, how many possibilities are there? There is one possibility that you have to use st with the digit. There is one possibility that you have to use nd with it. There is third possibility that you need to use rd with it. Then there is one last possibility that you have to use th with the digits. Right. So there are four different results. So you have to create at least three conditions. So what I will do, I will initiate the first condition with if. I will write inside if I will write num. So num is the variable. I'm comparing num with the digit 1. Okay. So if the user has entered 1, so I will compare it with the number entered. I'm using the comparison operator, that is the double equal to operator. So if the number entered by the user is equal to 1, so what this statement means, if the number entered by the user is equal to 1, in that case what it needs what needs to be printed, this is my, which is common, so it is inside inverted commas, and hello to you is also inside inverted commas, because it is the thing which needs to be printed as it is. Okay, so in between both the things I'm printing the variable num, okay, whatever the number uh, the user has entered, and then I'm using st because with one st is there. So I'm, what this will print, what this statement will print, this is my first hello to you. Okay, similarly for these two conditions, if the number is equal to 2, it will print this is my second hello to you. So here you can see I have changed st to nd. In this statement, it will check whether the number entered by the user is equal to 3 or not. If that is the case, then it will print this is my third number to you. So here you can see I have entered rd, right? Other than that, there is only one possibility that the numbers are in between 4 to 9. For all those cases, you have to use th with the number, right? So I can put all of them inside else. So this is my seventh or sixth or fourth or ninth hello to you. So I'm printing that here. So here you can see I've used else if. Else if is used because here I have more than two conditions and more than one result, right? So because of that I'm using else if ladder. So let's delete this and try the program. So I will first save it by pressing Ctrl S, and then I'll go into run and I'll run the now. So it is asking me to enter a digit. I'll put a digit like 8. I'll push enter, and it is saying this is my 8th hello to you. So yeah, this condition is true. This is being printed. Let's print this condition. When this condition will be printed? When the number is equal to 2. Let's run the program again and let's enter 2. Okay, so enter 2. Yeah, so this is my second hello to you. So this is printed. ND is printed with a digit. Done. The third program is on the screen right now. So we have to write a program that receives two numbers, that is num1 and num2 from the user, and we have to display the larger number. Right. If the numbers are same, then we have to display numbers are same. So let's write a program for them. So what I will do, I will delete this program for now and paste a new one. Okay. So this is the program we have to use. So in this program, what we have to do is we have to take two numbers as input from the user, and we have to calculate which one is the larger. And also there is one more condition, that the numbers can be equal. Okay. So how many conditions can be there? There can be three conditions, that the number is greater than, the first number is greater than the second number, or the number first number can be smaller than the second number, and the third condition can be both the numbers are equal. So we have to create at least two conditions, and there can be three results. So in this program, the first statement, I have asked the user to enter first number, and of course the type is int. Then I have asked the user to enter the second number. I have stored the first number in the variable named num1 and the second number in the variable named num2. If I'm checking the conditions, both the conditions, if the number 1 is less than the number 2, then I'm printing on the screen that is the larger number is num2, because here as you can see num2 is greater than num1. The second case can be here, I'll write else if. So if both the numbers are equal, then I am printing the numbers are same. Else, what else condition can be there, that is num1 is greater than num2. So for all those conditions, for all those possibilities, I'm printing the number, the larger number is num1. Let's try this program. First, let's save it by pressing Ctrl S and then go to run and press run module. So I'll put the first number, let's say 2. I'll push enter, then I'll enter the second number, that is 4 maybe. So again I'll push enter, and it is saying the larger number is 4. Okay, the program is running efficiently. Now let us run the program again, and this time we will enter both the numbers, maybe 6. Okay, 6, second number also 6. So it should return this statement because this condition is true. So let's hit enter, and yeah, the numbers are same. It is printing this statement because this condition is true. So now the fourth program is on your screen. As you can see, we have to write a program that receives a number of a weekday, sorry, between 1 to 7, 1 being Sunday. Display the day of the week according to the number entered by the user. So there is a sample input and output in front of you. If the user entered 2, you have to display Monday. If the user entered 4, you have to display Wednesday, and if the user entered 7, you have to display Saturday. So let's write the program. So this is the program. As you can see, there are many conditions. So first I'm asking, in the first statement I'm asking the user to enter any number of a week. Then I'm storing that number in day num variable, and then I'm checking which number it is. Okay, I'm comparing the variable with every number starting from 1 to 7. So if the number is equal to 1, it will print Sunday. If the number is equal to 2, it will print Monday. If the number is equal to 3, it will print Tuesday, so far so on. So here I will make one correction. I'll put else if, yeah, again, and last else if. Okay, done. So let's save the program and run it. So it is asking me to enter any number of a week. Let's enter 6. So according to what I'm entering, this should be printed. So let's hit enter and you will see Friday. Let's try it one more time. Run. I will enter 5. I will enter 5 and what should be printed is Thursday. So yes, enter Thursday. Thursday is printed. This program is on your screen. We have to write a program that receives a year in 4-digit format from the user. Find whether the year is a leap year or a normal year. If the year is divisible by 4, then if the year is divisible by 4 and not divisible by 100, then it is a leap year. Or if the year is divisible by 400, then it is a leap year. So conditions are in front of you, the result is in front of you. Let's make a program. So I'll print the program, I'll delete this one. Yes, this is the program. So in this program, the conditions are a little complex, right? The first statement, I guess, or if you understand, we are just asking the user to enter any year. Okay, then we are checking it whether it's a leap year or no, it's a normal year. Okay, so the conditions for it to be a leap year is that it should be uh, divisible by 4. So if a number is divisible by 4, we check it like this. Okay, it's year in year variable, we are storing the year number, right? So if year is divisible by 4, then we use the modulus operator. What modulus operator does is that we have learned about modulus operator earlier in the session, and we know the modulus operator returns the remainder, right? So if a number is divisible by any number completely, then the remainder will be 0, right? So this should be the condition. Again, if it's a leap year, then it will also be divided by 100. So both the conditions need to be true. That's why we are using the logical AND operator. So it to be, in order for it to be a leap year, it should be divisible by both 100 as well as 4. Okay, done. So we are checking for that. If both of these conditions are true, it will print the year number which you have entered, and then it will print as a leap year. If it is divisible by 400, then it is also a leap year. This is also a condition. Okay, so it will be a leap year. Then else, other than these two conditions, in all the other possibilities, it will not be a leap year. So we are using else here. Okay, so what it will do, it will print the year number, then it will print it is not a leap year. Let's try it once. Let's first save it using Control S and then run it. So I will enter a year number, let's say maybe 2000. Push enter. It's a leap year. Okay, let's run it one more time. Let's check for 2021. 2021. Hit enter, and it is not a leap year, as we all know. Okay, so the program is working fine. So the next program is on your screen. We have to write a program that receives the lengths of three sides of triangle in A, B, and C, and we need to find whether the triangle is equilateral or isosceles or scalene. So let's make a program. I'll delete this one and paste the new one here. Okay. So here you can see in first three lines I'm asking the user to enter all the three sides. Okay, so first time it will ask for the first side, then second, then third. Okay, and I'm storing all the three sides in a, b, and c variables. So see, what are the conditions I need to use to check whether the triangle is equilateral, scaling, or isosceles? I need to use, there are three types of triangles, right? So there can be three conditions. So I can use at least two. So the first condition is all the three sides are equal, right? So that I'm checking here. In first condition, I'm putting a equals to b. The first side is equal to the second side, and also the third side is equal to the first side. So in that way, all the sides will be checked whether they are equal or not using the AND operator. Then if this case is true, then this will be printed that the triangle is equilateral. In the next condition, I'm checking for scaling. In scaling, none of the sides are equal. So A is not equal to B, and C is not equal to A, and B is not equal to C. So I'm comparing all the three sides with each other. If this case is true, that means all the three conditions are true because I'm using AND logical operator, as we know about AND. In order for this to be true, the whole condition to be true, all the three conditions need to be true. So if all the three conditions are true, this will print it's a scalene triangle. Apart from these two conditions, there can be only one condition left, that is it is an isosceles triangle. Okay, so this is the code. Let's save it and run it. Okay, so it is asking me to enter the length of the first side of the triangle. So I'll put 2, 2. Okay, I'll enter 3, and I will enter 4. So all the sides are of different length. So it should return scaling, right? So yeah, it returned the triangle is scaling. Let's run one more time. Okay, so I'll enter for equilateral triangle. Let's enter 2, 2, and 2. Hit enter. The triangle is equilateral. Let's try it one more time. This time we will do it for isosceles. Okay, so I'll put 2, 3, and 2. So here you can see two of the sides are of equal length, so it should return isosceles, right? Let's see whether that happens or not. So I've pressed enter and see, it's showing the triangle is isosceles. Okay, so the program is working fine. Next program is on your screen right now. As you can see, we have to write a program that receives a number of a month, for example 1 for January, 2 for February, and so on, and display the number of days in that particular month. Assume that the year is a leap year. So let's see the program. This is the program we have to write for that particular question. Let's understand the possibilities. In first month, what you have is 31 days, right? In second month, you have 30 days. In third month, you have again 31 days, right? Oh, sorry. In February, in second month, you have 28 days usually for a normal year. But in case of a leap year, as it is given in the question, you will have 29 days. Okay. So in fourth month, you will have 30 days. In fifth month, you will have 31 again, and in sixth month, you will have 30. In seventh, you have 31. In eighth, again you have 31. Okay, so this is something you have to see. Okay, in ninth you have 30, in 10th you have 31, in 11th you have again 30, and finally in 12th you have 31. So programming is mainly related to getting logics, understanding what is common in your in your situation. So here we have 12 possibilities. Among these possibilities, let's see what common things we can find. So first thing is that the second month is very different, right? So let's keep it aside. Apart from that, till 7 months. So for starting from 1 ending with 7, you have alternate values. So you have 31, you have let's say for second month you have something different, then you have again 31, 30, 31, 30, and 31. So you can see the values, the number of days are alternate until the seventh month, right? So 31st is available till on odd months, and on even numbered months you have 30 days. Similarly, if you take this section individually, okay, starting from 8th month and ending with the 12th month, you have 31 days on odd numbered months, and on even numbered months you have 31 days, and on odd numbered months you have 30 days. So it is exactly opposite to the first section, that is from 1st to 7th month. Okay, so this logic we can apply, right? We have three categories. We have the second month, we have 1 to 7 months, and we have 8 to 12 months, right? So depending on that, this program is made. The first thing you have to do is you have to ask the user to enter um a number of a specific month. Okay, then that specific number is saved in month num named variable. Then you have your conditions and your results. So the first condition we are implementing is we are checking whether the month is or the number of month is 2 or not. If that's so, then the result should be 29 days, right? So we are displaying the month has 29 days. Or we are checking whether the month number is less than or equal to 5. That means we are checking this category. In this category, we are differentiating this category into two subcategories, that is even numbered ones. Okay, so here we are checking whether the number is even numbered or not. So if it is in even numbers, then it should say that this month has 30 days. So in the first category, in this category, you can see all the even numbered months have 30 days, right? So that's why we have uh, used that statement here. Else, what you should do, if it's not an even number, it will be an odd number. In that case, it should print that the month has 31 days. Okay, then we have used else. Else is for this category. Okay, in this category, again we are checking whether the number is an even number or not. In this category, as you can see, the even number months have 31 days, right? So if it's an even number, it will be exactly divisible by 2. So if it's an even number, we are printing the month has 31 days, or the month has 30 days, right? So that's the whole program. Let's delete this bottom section and save the program. So I'll press Ctrl S and I will run the program. So here you can see it is asking me to enter the number of a month. Let's enter 3. So the third month is actually March, and March has 31 days, right? So the month has 31 days, right? So it's working fine. Moving on to the eighth program. Eighth program is in front of you right now. So we have to write a program that receives the marks in 5 subjects, that is physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, and computer. The program displays the percentage and grade according to the following table. Okay, so if the percentage you have to calculate, if the percentage which you calculated is greater than or equal to 90%, then the grade assigned will be A. If the percentage is greater than 80, that means it is in between 80 to 90, okay, if it is between 80 to 90, then you will assign grade B. If the percentage is in between 70 to 80, then you will assign C. If the percentage is in between 60 to 70, then you will assign D. Similarly, you can go on. Okay, let's see the program. So I'll delete this program and I will paste the new one. Yeah, as you can see, it is a very complex program, so I will suggest you to pay attention. This program is divided in 3 different sections. The first section, in the first section, what we are doing, we are asking the user to enter marks for 5 different subjects. Okay, I've named the variables according to the subjects. So physics marks will be stored in the variable named physics. Similarly for all the 5 subjects. Okay, and I have asked the user to enter marks out of 50. Okay, because you cannot just assume out of what will be the maximum marks, right? So you should suggest the user out of what value they will be entering. Okay, so out of 50 they have to enter. After you got all the marks, you have to calculate the percentage. So in this particular line, we are calculating the percentage. So the formula for calculating percentage is quite simple. First, you have to calculate or add all the marks for all the subjects. So in this section, I have done that. Then I have divided by the total number of marks, that is 250. Then I have multiplied this whole expression, with 100. So that will give me the percentage of a particular student or the user, right? And I have stored the value of that percentage in a variable named percentage. After that, the task is pretty simple, right? We have to get into conditions so that we can get our desired results. So first condition is that the percentage is greater than or equal to 90. So it is in between 90 to 100, right? So if that's so, it will print percentage, then the percentage value, then the percentage sign, and grade A. Okay. Else, if the condition is that, or if your situation is like the percentage is in between 80 to 90, you create like this. If the percentage is in between 80 to 90, then the percentage will be greater than or equal to 80, right? And it will be also less than 90. So I'm using the AND logical operator to combine both of these conditions, right? So this is how we create create a range actually. So this will check, this whole expression is designed to check whether the percentage is in between 80 to 90. Okay, so if the percentage is in between 80 to 90, it will first print percentage, then the value, then grade. Okay, similarly, this condition is checking whether the percentage is in between 70 to 80. This condition is checking whether the percentage is in between 60 to 70, so far so on, and the results are connected with the individual conditions. So if you understand the program, let's save it and run it. Okay, so it is asking me to enter marks for physics out of 50, so I will enter 40. Then it is asking me to enter marks for chemistry, again out of 50, let's say 45. For biology, maybe 42. For mathematics, maybe let's say 48. For computers, let's say 47. Okay, so I guess these are all 5 subjects. Yeah, so I'll push enter and it will give me the final result. Okay, so the percentage was 88.8. It calculated the percentage, and 88.8 is in between 80 to 90%, right? So this category, this condition is satisfied. So this condition is true, that's why it printed this section. Okay, similarly you can try it again and see your results. Okay, so moving on to the 9th program. Here you can see we have to write a program to input basic salary of an employee and calculate its gross salary to following. So if the basic salary is less than or equal to 10,000, then the HRA is 20,000 of the basic salary and DA is 80% of the basic salary. If the basic salary is less than 20,000, then HRA is 25% of the basic salary and DA is 90% of the basic salary. The third case is that if the basic salary is greater than 20,000, then HRA is 30% of the basic salary and DA is 95% of the basic salary. Finally, you have to calculate the gross salary. The gross salary is nothing but the sum of basic salary plus HRA plus DA for the individual condition. Okay, so let's see the program. Let's delete this program and paste the new one. Okay, so for this program, what you have to do, you have to first take the basic salary from the user. The input from the user will be saved inside the variable named salary. So salary variable is nothing but the basic salary of the user. Alright. There are 3 conditions, right? The salary can be less than or equal to 10,000. It can be less than 20,000 or it can be greater than 20,000. So for all the conditions, we have to do something, right? So for the first condition, we are checking whether the salary is less than whether the basic salary is less than or equal to 10,000. In that case, HRA is set to 0.2 into the basic salary. Why? Because HRA for if the salary is less than or equal to 10,000, the HRA was 20% of the salary. So 20%, if you divide 20 by 100, you get 0.2, right? So 0.2 into salary is actually representing 20% of the salary. Similarly, DA, if the salary is under 10,000, the DA was 80% of the basic salary. Okay, so if the salary is less than 10,000, in that case, HRA and DA will be set to these specific values. If the salaries are in between 10,000 to 20,000, in that case, HRA and DA are set to these values. Or else, what can be the condition? The condition can be the salary is obviously greater than 20,000. In that case, HRA is set to 30% of the salary and DA is set to 95% of the basic salary. After you got the HRA and DA and your basic salary, you can you can go for calculating the gross salary. So gross salary I am storing in GS. GS was the sum of basic salary plus HRA plus DA. So whatever your HRA and DA will be added to the basic salary, and you will get the gross salary. So what I am doing here in last three statements, I am printing all the values for HRA, DA, and gross salary. So what it will do, it will first print HRA, then it will print DA, and then finally it will print your gross salary. So after gross salary, you can after every HR, like for HRA, after printing HRA, I have printed the value of HRA. After printing DA, I have printed the value of DA by using the variable. And similarly for gross salary also, after printing gross salary, I have printed the variable, right? The value inside the variable actually. Okay, so that is all what is there in the program. Let's save it and run it. Okay, so it is asking for the basic salary. Let's set it under 10,000. So maybe let's say 8,000. Yeah, enter. So it calculated your HRA, DA, and your gross salary. Okay, so that is done. You can do your math and you will find the answers to be correct. Moving on to the last program of the session, that is on your screen right now. As we can see, it says write a program to input units of electricity consumed. So we have to take input from the user in terms of units consumed, and then display the total electricity bill according to the following conditions. So what are the conditions? Let's see. Cost for first 50 units is rupees 0.5 per unit. Cost for next 100 units is rupees 0.75 per unit, and cost for next 100 units is rupees 1.2 units, and cost for a unit above 250 is rupees 1.5 per unit. And finally, an additional surcharge of 20% will be added to the bills. Okay, so seems like a pretty complex program. Let's see what it looks like. Let's delete this program and paste it. Yeah, looks very small and simple, but I will promise you that it's quite difficult to understand actually. So first, what we are doing in the first statement, we are asking the user to input the units of electricity consumed, that is stored in a variable named units. After that, we are um, focusing on the conditions. So the first condition is total units consumed is less than 50. In that case, total units will be, the price for total units will be 0.5 into the number of units, right? If the number of units consumed are in between 50 to 150, okay, that means for next 100 units, the total price will be 0.75 into the number of units plus 25. So what is plus 25? Plus 25 is actually from the first 50 units. Okay, and we are calculating for the rest 0.75 units. Rest 100 units. Okay, now uh, if the units consumed is in between 150 to 250, that is next 100 units. For next 100 units, what you have to do is you have to add 125 to 1.2 into the number of units. So first we are multiplying the next number of units with the 1.2, and we are adding 125. That is for initial 50 units and next 100 units. So we get 125 units, 125 rupees actually. So 125 will be added to this uh, value, whatever the value will be, and it will be assigned to the total variable. The last condition is that the units consumed is greater than 250. In that case, the units are simply multiplied by 1.5. Okay, so after you got the result from either of these conditions, what we have to do, we have to add additional surcharge, right? So additional surcharge is zero point 0.2 of the total units, right? So that will be added to the total value and again saved in the same variable, that is total. And finally we are printing the total electricity bill, that is, first we will print the total electricity bill is rupees, and then we'll printing the value. Let's save the program and run it. Okay, it is asking for the number of units consumed. Let's say I consumed under 50, let's say 40, enter, and the total bill is rupees 28. So the computer calculated, the program actually calculated the total number or the total price for the units consumed by the user.